Risk-free for 100 days at Tovala.com.
This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Yo, great friends, what is going on? It is Thursday afternoon. Today is June 2nd. This is Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Grande, Brown Man, June 2nd. We've been teasing this date for a while. Tonight is our first ever supper club at 7 Mile Casino at Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. It's a sellout. But also on this day.
Who will sell out?
No, not who is a sellout, dog. It's we tonight
LT
are at a sellout. Okay. Yeah, we're a sellout for tonight's supper club. Are you excited, Brown? Are you excited about tonight? Tell me.
Yeah, man, I'm passionate about chicken. I think that's a given. I think people know about that. That's no Brown fact right there.
Yeah, I would lose.
Ask you a question.
I would lose that one if we did Team Chicken versus Team Duck. I think I'm losing I'm losing that one for sure.
Yeah, Team Duck Taco
Ain't
loses
a duck
to Team
a chicken
wins.
anyway?
I don't think so.
I think a duck and a chicken, the same bird. They're birds, man. All birds are the same.
No, I don't think so.
Eagles, pterodactyls, it's all the same family.
Okay, Joe Rigby, please write this down. All birds are the same.
Yep.
That is a Brown fact, right?
Eagles,
there.
hawks, all of them.
A duck is
Pterodactyls.
classified as a swimming bird, whereas a chicken is not classified as a swimming bird.
Right. I mean, that's the big difference. Kind of proving that they're not all the same, really.
What was your hot takes? I'd like to type this out.
His hot take was all birds are the same, and essentially a chicken and a duck are the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, Brown, I just want to tell you right now, if you had a pond or a lake or a body of water of some type,
right,
and you threw a chicken in that body of water, be
swim.
prepared to go in and get that chicken, because that chicken can't swim.
Same feet. They kick them little feet, man.
No, not the same feet, because the duck has like these webbed feet that like help propel the water.
I didn't say the chicken was Michael Phelps, but the chicken can get across the pond.
I don't think so, because the chicken
I've never seen
chicken
it.
got like these like 3 fingers. You know what I mean? Like I think a chicken feet. I don't know if they're paws or if they're like
claws.
Yeah, chicken claws.
Listen,
you ever had chicken feet? You ever seen like chicken feet in like soup or something like
yes.
that? Yeah.
You
ever eaten duck feet?
No, I don't. Again,
like when you swim, you have toes that are not connected, as opposed to like a duck that's basically.
I know. I know biology. That's
But
what
do
I'm
you
telling y'all.
Because it's not sounding like.
That's
you
what I'm
do.
telling y'all. All birds are the same.
All birds are the same.
Yeah.
Because that's a man who knows biology.
That's
right.
right.
There. Yeah.
Web feet, regular feet, chicken feet. It's all the same.
Cool. All right, gotcha, man. Well,
you're welcome. I'll be teaching in here sometime.
Brown, I have a question for you tonight. When it comes to Sammy's Restaurant and Bar, we know the menu. You had the chicken wings, the salt and pepper chicken wings.
Right.
Grande requested the duck tacos, which he says I know doesn't sound great, but trust me, they're bomb. So that's there. I put on the menu tonight the slider burgers. That's kind of the apps, right?
Yes.
Then you got the salad. Which salad did you order, Alex?
Balsamic grilled chicken salad.
Yeah.
Delicious.
It is so good.
It's not even like a real thing. Someone just made those words up.
Then after that, we got the different kinds of pizzas. We got the New York pizza, which is kind of like a meat lovers, and then a margarita pizza, which is just more of a cheese pie, right? And then we've got this, what is this? Chicken
tequila fettuccine.
Right.
Not
so
a
Brown,
pasta?
It's a
yeah,
pasta.
it's a pasta dish. So Brown, I have a question for you. Are you literally telling me that the only thing you will eat are the chicken wings?
Bro, I've been telling you this for weeks.
You don't even eat pizza?
No, I want the chicken. I'm going for the chicken. When last time I was there, I eat the chicken. I'm going for the chicken.
How many Jack and Cokes?
Oh, see, now that's a different conversation. Yeah. So at the different stages of my life, I've gone from drinking this thing, because at first I used to drink Adioses, okay?
That's God.
I used to.
Oh my God. That is a Long Island, but instead of Coke, it's more alcohol.
Yes.
Blue alcohol.
Yes. So I used to drink those. That was my drink of choice. No matter where I went, got me an Adios. Then I started to go to Jack and Coke. Now
More
I think
refined.
I have graduated from the Jack and Coke. I still get them to espresso martinis.
Really? How many can you drink in an espresso martini in a night?
Oh, buddy, as many as I can get down. 8, maybe 9.
But then can you? Can you sleep?
He doesn't
Yeah.
sleep anyways.
What the right? The little sleep I
Yeah.
was gonna get. Yeah, ain't no different.
Holy crap, man. Espresso martinis. To me, an espresso martini is like, hey, you know what? I'm going to have a cocktail, but I'm dragging a little bit. I'm going to have an espresso martini. Once I'm done with it, delicious as it may be, that's the end of it. It ends right there.
This high sugar, this high energy right here, baby. I don't even drink Red Bull because they don't do Red Bull make me sleepy. I stay away from Red Bull. That ain't nothing for me. Okay, I'm a real high energy person.
All
The
right.
best one they have I've had so far is that Nolita Hall, but they changed their so now they're out. The Brigantine
Brigantine has the best
Espresso Martini,
espresso martini, huh?
Is
and
it?
I've had them
Do
everywhere.
you say espresso martini? I'm just
Who?
Browner. Are you just
Yeah,
trying to clarify here?
espresso.
Espresso.
Got it.
Yeah,
Let me ask you about your espresso martini.
Y'all got espresso martinis here? You should go to Italy.
Yeah,
Y'all got
y'all got
espresso
some
martinis?
espressos?
that's what it's called, ain't it?
Yes,
Espresso.
that's exactly what it's called.
Yes, espresso is exactly right.
Yeah.
EX presso.
Yes.
Espresso.
That's what I bought.
Okay.
I bought a Nexpresso machine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't get it. Are y'all
Well,
trying to be funny?
he's making espresso at his crib.
Yeah. In my Nexpresso machine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nexpresso brewer. What are they called?
I don't know those little
Yeah,
coffee machines. You
little
got an
coffee pods.
espresso.
Yeah,
Espresso
I go
maker.
to the Nexpresso store
Yeah.
and get my
You get those
Nexpresso coffee pods.
I don't
little-
get it.
All right. Well, tonight, Brown,
I'm sure
I'm
y'all
hoping
hating.
to see.
I'm sure y'all low key hating somehow.
Not at
No,
all,
we're not-
man. I
we're not
love
low-key hating.
espresso martinis.
Dude, tonight, Brown, don't eat all the wings on the table. Leave some for somebody else, will you?
Well, listen.
Browner, you can have mine. Let's not. You can have mine. You give me your duck tacos, and you can have my chicken wings.
That's a nice trade.
I really feel like I only ordered one thing.
So, but Scott did family style, bro. So you have to share.
Whose family is he eating for?
I don't know, the Great Friends family, the whole mishpucha.
All right. Well, I don't know how Jewish people eat dinner, so we'll find out.
Well, I don't know how many Jewish people are going to be at this dinner.
Well, you said we're eating for the mishpuchas.
At least four,
I never
right?
met them.
Yeah, there's me, my mom, dad, my son. There's 4 of us.
Mhm.
You know, and then there's like probably Avery Martinez. I know it
5.
doesn't sound Jewish, but he's very Jewish.
Okay.
I don't know. There's probably some other Hebrews in the house.
All right. Shout out.
Be my guess. All right, so 7 Mile Casino tonight, 6:30 p.m. First ever supper club. I've already gotten a lot of people that have sent me messages saying, "You guys enjoy dinner, and I'll see you in the casino." So I figure 6:30's dinner. I'm going to say 8:30 ish. We're kind of probably done, and then I'm going to make my way over to the casino. And I would love to play a few hands of blackjack. So if you want to sit at the same table and hang out and have some fun, great. And I think this is a prelude, fellas, to an eventual event at 7 Mile Casino where maybe we do some sort of like blackjack tournament or a poker tournament of some kind. What do you guys think?
Yeah, down.
Shout
Last
out.
time we did that, it was a major success. So why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Also,
Let's
heads
do it.
up, I will be late.
Tonight.
Yes.
Why, you got
Say how
COVID
late?
test?
No, I'm all good. But
Yeah.
Scott,
He
you know
got some other
what's up.
stuff.
Got
He got some
going
other stuff going on.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
time
we're
are we supposed
lucky.
to be there?
6. Oh, you 4.
Yeah, you 4 o'clock,
4
which means
o'clock.
you'll get there at about 6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be there at 4,
It's
Brown.
4.
Yeah.
Come
I'm gonna
on,
be down
man.
there. Yeah, I'm going to be down there pretty early myself because I got a meeting before this, big business stuff. So
No ESPN show today.
I've had to take the next 2 days off from ESPN because, tonight and I really didn't need to take tonight off because the game is tonight. Like the start of the NBA Finals is tonight, so I probably would have gotten out about an hour early anyway. But because of the graduation and my parents being here
A lot of moving
and
parts.
this event tonight, the announcement we're about to make, I mean, all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I need a couple days off here, So, hey, all right, look, we've said we were going to make an announcement. We're going to explain to you what this announcement is, and we'll get to it here in a matter of seconds. Before I do, I want to just say to everybody this. Joe Rigby, one of the great friends, said to me recently, we, the great friends, need to do whatever we can do to help keep the show from ever leaving San Diego. He's like, look, I know you're already doing work in LA, and I don't want you moving out of San Diego and moving to LA and giving up on San Diego. I'm like, bro, I would never do it. Okay. This show is my priority. This show and the growth of this show and the growth of this station is my priority. The best way you, as a great friend, can help the show continue on and grow is to support our sponsors. Okay, fine. Now you've heard me rant and rave about that. Let me tell you about a great product, Athletic Greens. If you go to athleticgreens.com/Kaplan, you're already building in the discounts. You're already getting the travel packs that you get for free. You're getting the 1-year supply of the vitamin D drops, which is all built in. When you check out at athleticgreens.com/Kaplan, all the discounting is going to be built in. But here's what I can tell you. I use this product every single morning. 6:30 in the morning, one scoop, one little droplet of vitamin D, shake it up in the bottle that they provide. Here's the canister where you put your greens in the refrigerator. It's a beautiful package. It's got everything you need. And I don't take vitamins. I don't take a big mouthful of pills of vitamins. I drink one glass of this in the morning. Sustained energy, tremendous gut health, superfoods, nutrients. I'm just telling you right now, you're going to love this product as much as I love the product. So buy it and try it and get healthy, man. It's good for you. It's good for you. Alex, am I supposed to be bringing you some Athletic Greens tonight to 7 Mile Casino?
Yeah, and my Houston Gamblers quarter zip.
I have your Houston Gamblers quarter zip, and I have Browners right here, and I've got all the Athletic Greens stuff right here. But know this, and you know this, I'm going to need a reminder.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm dying.
Athletic Greens. Yeah.
Busting a hacksaw over here.
athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. Okay. Let's make this announcement. Are you guys ready to do this?
Yes.
Yo, let's
in the
do
hacksaw
it.
voice. Just kidding.
The announcement brought to you by
Yeah.
Oh, the ESPN
This
voice.
is a Mighty 1090 announcement being brought to you by 7 Mile Casino. Yeah.
Lunch
Look.
Bunch.
Here's the announcement. I'm going to set it up by saying this. And I said it in the first segment, but I'm going to say it again. 2 years ago when this radio station went on the air, I was on the phone with ESPN Radio. This is before I worked for ESPN. I was on the phone with ESPN Radio trying to get ESPN Radio on this radio station. They would have nothing to do with us. Like, we worked with you guys. We don't know this ownership group. We don't know how successful you'll be or if you'll be around in a year. We're not putting the ESPN brand on this radio station. Well, now there's ESPN Radio on ESPN 1090.
Is that the first part of the announcement?
No,
because I think like around the clock officially is now ESPN. Weekends,
Right.
overnights, play-by-play. Officially, that's the first part of the announcement.
Right. So the first part of the announcement is it's taken 2 years to get into business with ESPN. For ESPN to believe in 1090, the transmitter, the signal, the management, the on-air part, it took 2 years. But I'll tell you this, that when we started this radio station, certain top-level talent wasn't available. Like, here's an example. Rich Eisen, right? Rich Eisen had been on NBC Sports Radio, I think, is where his show was. Then all of a sudden that went away. And Eisen, as an example, was just broadcasting on the Peacock app. I called Eisen's people and said, hey, look, we're putting 1090 back on the air. If Eisen wants to get back on radio, this should be his home base radio station. He's right up the road in LA. Eisen has been on the radio station literally since day one. And we were Eisen's first radio affiliate. And now I don't know how many he's got around the country. Okay. So Eisen's been a great partner. But again, we couldn't get other major shows from around the country because nobody believed that we were for real. Eisen took as much of a risk on us. I don't know that we took as much a risk on him. We already knew that he had an established audience and an established show. But I'm just here to tell you, whether it was ESPN or other programs, nobody would talk to us 2 years ago. Kaplan, we know you. We got it. We know you're a veteran in the industry. We don't know Hagan. And we don't know what kind of financing he's got. We don't know how long 1090 is going to be on the air. So that has all led to, now here we are in 2 years later, not even 2 years, and we're ready to make this announcement. Have I built this up enough?
ESPN, Rich Eisen, us.
Yeah.
And now,
Rich Eisen, 9 to noon.
Still.
Right. Still.
And still.
Right. Noon to 3 leading into us. Let me say, welcome back to the radio airwaves of 1090 in San Diego, Orange County, Los Angeles, Ventura County, and the Central Coast of California. Welcome back to the airwaves. A legend in our industry. And by the way, the reason so many people have their jobs and their careers in sports talk radio. Welcome back to the airwaves, a place where he should be for as long as he wants to be, like a college football coach that gets to decide when he walks away from his team. Welcome back to the Southern California airwaves, the legendary, the industry leader. Welcome back to 1090, the Jim Rome Show.
Phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
No way.
Rome comes home, back where it all started. Jim Rome, noon to 3, here on 1090. And for those of you that are listening on radio, you're not seeing this, but for those of you that are watching on TV and on YouTube, man, we went back and we found baseball cards from when Jim Rome was just a kid on 690 to when he graduated and became a national superstar. I mean, all over syndicated. And it just blew my mind when locally here in town, the Padres radio station went all local. I understand why they did it. But to take Jim Rome off the airwaves in San Diego, where it all started, to me, it's just like radio. It's just criminal, radio blasphemy. And so I get on the phone with Jim and I go, Jim, look, man, I'm not here to tell you that I owe my whole career to you. I'm just here to tell you that if it wasn't for a guy like you, there wouldn't be a guy like me. That's all. And sports radio wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for you being one of the early pioneers of the industry. So for me, you're in Irvine, and you're not on right now in San Diego or in LA, but we can put you on in San Diego and LA on one radio station back on 1090. And Jim Rome was like, dude, first of all, thank you. And secondly, let's do a deal. And between myself and Bill Hagan on our side, my longtime friend, Craig Kitchen, who is Jim Rome's manager, and because of the relationship that I have with Jim, mostly through radio, Craig Dato, and horse racing, like the three of us, that's the relationship that puts Jim Rome back on this radio station. Now, here's the interesting part. Jim's show airs live 9 to noon. We're going to air the show noon to 3. I truly believe, and I had to really work hard on this to convince Jim of this. I believe Jim's show will perform so well from noon to 3. 9 to noon became super competitive. There's Rich Eisen. There's Colin Cowherd. There's Jim Rome. There's ESPN.
Now?
Yeah, Pat Mac. The 9 to noon time slot has become a crazy, crazy competitive place, and Jim's been there forever. So I said to Jim, look, here's the thing. When I get in my car on Tuesday at 6 p.m., as an example, and I turn on Sirius Satellite Radio and Howard Stern is on, and it was recorded 2 weeks ago at 6 a.m, I don't care. I'm a Stern listener, so I'm going to listen no matter what. Rome listeners, clones, will listen no matter what time it's on. And I'm telling you right now, there's so much competition 9 to noon. You put Rome on noon to 3, I think Rome's going to kick freaking ass on 1090. And for us, now we've got the legendary Jim Rome leading right into our show. Can you tell how excited I am about this?
You can't actually tell how excited you are about this.
You haven't picked up your phone once.
I actually picked up my phone while you were talking.
Oh,
yeah,
my
that's
God.
great. Yeah, man.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this?
Listen, for me, it's awesome because, again, as a young person, well, fairly young compared to the standards of age, I grew up listening to Jim Rome. And Jim Rome is the sports version of Howard Stern. Like, the industry transformed when he was in the forefront of it. And so he gets a lot of credit. He's the quarterback of the transformation of sports radio. And so shout out to him and for pioneering and keep going and still having his fastball, even long at this point in time. So
things that make sense. Peanut butter and jelly. Jim Rome on 1090. It just makes sense. You tune the radio station on 1090. Jim Rome should be there. It's just one of the things that, I mean, Scott, I'll say the same thing for you now. Like, things that make sense is like Rome on 1090, you on 1090. Those are staples that should be there. And like you said, Rome comes home. So welcome back,
Jim. Yeah, welcome back.
I mean, we should have given it to our headline writer. I'm pretty sure he could have come up with something better than Rome comes home.
I like it.
I like it. Home is good. I like it.
It's pretty simple though.
I don't know, man. Listen, I'll say this. I said to Jim and I said to Craig Kitchen, I said, guys, Jim Rome should be on the radio in Southern California until the day he decides he no longer wants to be on the radio in Southern California. 1090 affords him that opportunity. You know, I would actually love to see Jim get more involved in 1090. And that's for another day. But all I'm saying is that Jim Rome has earned, in my opinion, the right to decide when he's no longer on the air. The fact that Mike Glickenhaus in the previous iteration of 1090 took him off the air was criminal. The fact that he was on the air here locally on an FM sports station that they took him off the air is just unbelievable and unfathomable to me.
First of all,
just because of the company that he works for and the company that owns the radio station here in town.
Has Mike Glickenhaus ever made a bad decision?
No, that's not the question. Has Mike Glickenhaus ever made a good decision?
Oh, I mean, well, when you put it like that, never mind. Carry on.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk to Romy now?
Yes. So here's the thing. So Jim Rome's going to join us next. So Rome comes home, and it's going to be phenomenal. Jim Rome will join us next. For those of you listening on the radio, you'll hear him back on the airwaves starting tomorrow. And you'll hear him next. And you'll see him if you're watching YouTube or watching the TV show. Jim Rome joins us next from the 7 Mile Casino Studios.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Please welcome in tax attorney Adam Brewer. Adam, thanks so much for joining us again on Main Street Living.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be back.
So, of course, we have more tax questions for you. First of all, what are the types of business entities that business owners can use?
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd ask this question. So this time of year, this is when, business owners probably just got handed a pretty big tax bill. And so naturally, the next question is, how can they save taxes? How can they save on taxes? And so that's where these business entities really, they may come in. So yeah, what we're looking at is corporations or limited liability companies, more commonly called LLCs. So definitely by using either a corporation or an LLC, business owners may be able to really save on taxes. For the most part, when we talk about tax savings, we're looking at like an S Corp election. And so again, an LLC can do that, a corporation can do that. But the net result is you want to save on what's called self-employment tax. So for 2022, a business owner is going to, by default, pay self-employment tax on the first $147,000 of taxable income. So that's 15.3%. By doing an S Corp election, putting yourself on payroll, you can really drive down how much of your income you have to pay that 15.3% at. Beyond the tax savings, it just offers an extra level of protection between the business owner's personal assets, say their home, and their business operation. So, no matter what business you operate, you're going to have some exposure to liability. So an entity like a corporation, like an LLC, it just puts that extra level of protection between the business and then what the owner has on their personal side.
Yeah, well, clearly a plethora of information that you always provide to us, Adam. We appreciate you being on the show. Where can our viewers get in touch with you for more tax help?
Yeah, like always, they can visit my website, triumphovertax.com, or feel free to pick up the phone. You can always give me a call, 619-591-9500.
Main streets are the heart of our communities, where we connect with our neighbors, support local businesses, and share new adventures. Main Street Living celebrates all of this, bringing you uplifting stories with guests from across the country and your community. From our street to your street. Main Street Living, Mondays at 9 on Your View.
Main Street Living celebrates Pride Month in partnership with Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Hey, great friends. It is Thursday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew. We're coming to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com, and we will see everybody tonight for our first ever supper club at the 7 Mile Casino this evening. We'll be there at 6:30. Now, Grande, Brown Man, we have announced Jim Rome is coming home. Jim Rome should be on the radio airwaves in Southern California for as long as he likes. Jim Rome is to sports radio what a great college football coach would be to their school. You decide when you go off the air. Nobody makes that decision for you. You decide. You're a legend. I couldn't be more happy and more proud of 1090 and our reboot, version 2.0, to welcome back Jim Rome to the airwaves of 1090, the airwaves of Southern California. Jim Rome is back on 1090, and he's on Kaplan and Crew. Jim, thank you so much for being here, and we are so happy to have you back on 1090.
Fellas, I don't even know where to start. Like, literally, I don't know where to start. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. Scott, you and I go way, way, way back, so I appreciate that introduction very much. Fellas, good to see you guys too. Scott, all I can say is, man, I hate that I've been off the air in San Diego for even 1 minute, much less 1 week or 1 month. I cannot begin to tell you how much that market means to me, how much that town means to me, and most of all, how much this opportunity means to me. So from me to you, man to man, thank you very much for going to the mat, for going to the battle, and for making that happen and bringing me home, because that's where I feel like I belong. This is really, really important to me. So thank you very much. I appreciate you very much.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for saying that. But listen, here's the way it is, dude. When I was a kid, and people say this to me all the time, like kids will come up to me and they're like, yo, man, I'm 28 years old, but I've been listening to you since I'm 10 years old. I'm like, oh my gosh, Jim, I was that young kid fresh out of college in my bedroom at night, watching you on ESPN2 way back in the day. The first time I ever had a chance to meet you was probably in the late 90s at a boxing match in Vegas where, there was a Radio Row, and I was like, I got to get Jim Rome on my show. I mean, I've been a fan of yours, and you've been a part of my life since probably the mid 90s, which means we're talking about nearly 30 years. So when you're not on the radio in San Diego, Orange County, or LA, that like pisses me off, because I'm like, yo, if it's not for Jim Rome, who is a trailblazer in this industry, the business isn't where it is today. And guys like me don't have the careers that we have. So listen, when you were available, I was like, we got to jump all over this. So I'm just glad it all worked out.
And let me tell you something. First of all, if it pisses you off, can you imagine how pissed I am that I'm not on the air in San Diego? But the fact of the matter is, like, it's kind of making me laugh. Like, part of me is so moved that somebody like you, Scott, who's had the career that you've had, would say to me, like, hey, man, like, you're a guy that I listened to. You're a guy that I respected and looked up to. You're a guy that when I was young, I used to listen to. Part of me is like, damn, that is like amazing praise. Like, that moves me. But then there's another part of me, man, this is weird. Like, guys are rolling up on me now that are like in their mid 40s, and they're saying stuff to me like, yo, Rome, I grew up listening to you. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that. What am I, 140? What do you mean? Like, you grew up listening to me? You're like 70. So what does that make me? So I'm like in this weird spot now, like, right? Like, the people who are like not young, quote, grew up listening to me. So I don't want to be that relic, man. I am really hell bent on this thing that one day they will come to me and say, yo, old man, hit the bricks. We really don't give a damn what you have to say about anything at all. But I don't want to be, and I hate to say this, I don't want to be Willie Mays stumbling around in center field. I don't want to be Joe Namath in the backfield getting his ass kicked. I want to make sure that I'm bringing it to you every single day. That's really important to me. So that's why I'm still going hard. But for all the markets I've been in, man, San Diego is the thing. Like, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but you have to understand, San Diego is so important to me because when I got my first break in local radio. And like we've come up, so we know what it's like to fight our way out of these markets. I was in Santa Barbara and I tried to get to San Diego. And I sent, this is long before there's social media. There is no internet. There's nothing, man. There's one sports talk radio station in America, FAN in New York, and 690, not 1090, but 690 in the day through the switch. And I tried for 3 years to get out of Santa Barbara to get to San Diego. So when I finally got there, man, that was the dream. That was the major leagues. That was the big leagues. That market has always meant something to me. So I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna be real with all three of you. It hurt me when I was not on the air there, and it feels really good to be back now. It's personal.
Yeah.
It's personal.
So when you like, you're like a godfather of this, and I don't know how often you get that. Some men say to you, "Man, I'm a 30-year-old man. You've been a part of my entire life." I know how creepy that may sound after you hear it a bunch of times, but it's true from so many walks of life, regardless of people's race or economic background. Like, you have been a huge part of people's sports life. And what has it been like for you, like the changes that you've seen from where you started to where you are now?
It's an interesting question. Like it's gone from like when I came up to, wow, who's that guy? And half the people are like, dude, I love this guy. And half the people are like, I want to kick that guy's ass, man. I hate that guy. You know, and then I do it, and then it starts to kind of take form. And then there are people who kind of emulate it because it works, right? It's like anything else in life. You do something that works, and then you got a bunch of people. Like one of me was probably one too many. And then you got a bunch of imitators who sound like me. And then I just keep grinding, right? I keep grinding, and I'm doing well, and I'm on top. But then they're always looking for the next thing, right? And I get this because I was that young guy coming up, and I was younger than everybody that I interviewed. And then all of a sudden time goes on, and then I'm older than everybody I interview. And then I'm interviewing their kids. And now it's getting weird, right? You know, like I'm waiting to interview the grandkids of whoever I first started to interview. And now I'm like, just kind of like the OG. Now it's like, hey, Rome, nobody wants to fight me anymore. Now I almost wish they would, because I'd still be more relevant, right? I've seen the whole thing, dude. I've seen the whole thing, right? I've run the whole gamut. Like even my own kids. Like my own kids said to me not long ago, "Hey, yo, Dad, you know, back when you used to be a pretty big thing." I'm like, "Yo, not cool, bro. Back when you used to be a pretty big deal." So,
well,
I
don't you think it's
like,
but don't you think it's a big deal that you invented what is sports talk nowadays? Like, and what I mean by that, it's not just radio, it's TV, dude. Like, have a take, don't suck. First take, part of my take, old takes exposed. Some of your callers now are successful radio guys. Like, you invented and created the game. And I'm not trying to make you old. I think that's dope as hell.
No, that's a really dope thing to say. That's a really cool thing to say. Like, I can't take credit for that. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's a really nice
Yes, you
thing
can
to say.
take credit for
And
it.
I know you guys.
We don't do that here.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you. No, I get that. No, you guys aren't throwing that around. I get that. But here's what I can take credit for. Here's my thing. Here's why I'm talking to you three right now. I got really lucky in terms of timing, right? I was born at the right time. I got really lucky that I got in at the right time. The only thing that I will take credit for is I came at it differently. All right. Like,
Yeah.
I recognize, here's the thing. I recognize I was not the smartest guy in the world. I recognize that I didn't play pro ball. I recognize that, like, who the hell would care about me? Like some guy from the Valley in the 818. Like, why me? Why would I be on the radio? Why would anybody care? That much I understood. And here's what else I understood. Growing up, I was addicted, man, to the game. I loved the game. But I would listen to radio, and the way radio was back in the day was just some dude with a giant voice who was just going on about, yeah, well, hey, great show. The caller would be like, hey, great show, Mr. Radio Man. I'll take your answer off the air. And some dude would just go on about whatever. I'm like, man, this sucks. This sucks. This is not really entertaining at all. And then me and my boys, we'd sit around, we'd have a few pops, and basically we would just talk bleep. We just talk bleep. And I'm like, if I ever get a show, I mean, I'm going to let it rip. And maybe I won't get anywhere, but I'm coming at it differently because this is just kind of the way I see the world, man. I'm going to let it rip. I'm going to do a tough interview. I'm going to talk a lot of junk, and I'm going to let callers come on and do what they want and just talk their junk. So that's my thing. Like, I didn't invent the game. I just kind of came at it differently, right? You know what I mean? I came at it with opinions and with attitude, and I understood the show. Give them a show, man. Give them a show, but be real. Be real. Don't be a
But
D-bag about it. But give
I also
him a
blame
show.
you for everyone. I also blame you for allowing everyone to have an opinion now. So it's like it's a great thing, but it's also like you empowered the Twitter warriors. Like it's your fault. Everyone's got to take about something now. That's what's so crazy. Everyone does.
I know. The funny thing is too, like, and like, where do I fit in now? Like, I don't want to be that guy. My whole thing really was like, people are always like, well, what's he really like, man? What's he really like? Like this, but not all day long. Like, I don't come home and talk smack to my wife, right? I don't come home and talk smack to my kids, but I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. But now look at the world. Now what is it, man? Now people open up their mouths, and it's not puke that comes out. It's just lava, man. Hot takes, and people say stuff just to say stuff and to get the clicks and to be viral. And like, all right, so how am I going to stay relevant? How do I make them? Because now, man, anybody who's got a phone has got a show, right? Didn't used to be like that. So now you, all of us on this call right now on this show, we're all in this brawl, this battle to be seen and heard. But how do you do it without being a bag and without compromising yourself, man? You're right. Like, everybody, I'm not going to come at somebody for having an opinion, because opinions made my career. But you're right, man. Everybody's got them now. And I think you have to decide which ones matter and which ones don't.
Right. We're talking to Jim Rome this afternoon. For those of you that are just joining us, we've made the announcement that Jim Rome's show is returning to 1090, and Jim Rome will once again dominate the airwaves throughout Southern California. Yeah, we're based in San Diego, but going to be heard in Orange County, in Los Angeles, north into Santa Barbara and the Central Coast. And Jim Rome should be on the radio for as long as Jim Rome wants to be on the radio. At least that's the way I see it. And so, Jim, it is interesting, though, how the business has changed. And one of the things that I really like what you've done is it seems anyway, from the outside, you understand the radio side of it. Obviously, you've been at it for a long time. But the world of podcasting, so many people, I think, in the radio business think still kind of old school, like people are going to get in their car, they're going to turn me on, they're going to hear everything I say. I know my philosophy is I just want to go to where everybody is, and where everybody is on their phone. I love the fact that you've gone from, yes, I have a very popular sports talk radio show, but I have a lot of other things that I want to talk about and I'm interested in. And so that's why I also listen to your podcast, which is something that I just like the fact that you're venturing out and talking to people about success in life. How do they get there? I find that stuff fascinating. But just, if you wouldn't mind, let's hear your philosophy on why you decided to move into the world of podcasting. Because I'll just say this real quick. Before Dick Enberg died at 81 years old, Dick Enberg was telling me about his podcast. I said, Dick, do you know how to listen to it? No. Dick, does it make money? No. And I'm like, wait, if my 81-year-old friend has a podcast, I better get into podcasting. Otherwise, I'm falling behind. So if you don't mind, tell us your thought on that.
That's really interesting. Hey, by the way, did I thank you, bro, for bringing me back to San Diego and Southern California? Thank you for doing that, man. Thank you for doing that, bros. Thank you for doing that. Check out this swag.
Nice.
You like that? You like
nice.
that? All right.
Got the Mightier 1090 hat. Nice.
Dick Enberg, that's something, man. Like, do you know I played in Sherman Oaks Little League before we moved to the 818, and his son was in our league, and I can remember Dick Enberg rolling up like really low key and just kind of like watching, and I'm like, holy crap, it's Dick Enberg. Like, it blew my mind. And I don't know that he and I ever spoke, ever. Not then, not after. I mean, what a classy guy
I just got
was.
lucky, man. I just got lucky.
Oh,
that's all.
Man, what a dude. What a dude. And you know what's amazing? Like, you said that he had a podcast. I talked to Brent Musburger the other day, and you talk about a guy killing the game, right?
Yeah.
How about Musburger in his 70s selling his company to DraftKings? And like, he told me, his advice to me, Scott, was, he's like, dude, because I got into this whole thing about reinvention and how do we stay relevant, how do we stay competitive, and how do we make sure we don't age out, and how do we, like, our audience is going to grow with us. Like, our core audience is with us, man. Like, they would have left a long time ago if they were going to, but how do we reach younger people? And Musburger's like, dude, don't ever retire. Never retire. Never retire. He's 82 and still killing the game. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm in my 50s. Maybe I am just getting started. But to answer your question, radio, man, it's so different. Like, when I first got into the game, it used to be somebody would watch something at night and say, oh, damn, I got to hear what Rome's going to say about that tomorrow. And then they'd have to wait. They'd have to wait until that block on ESPN started or my radio show started in the morning. Man, there's none of that. The second something happens, if you're not on it right away, and by the way, I could do a better job at that than I do, but people are already on it, man. This is how they consume content now. They want it on demand. They want it when they want it. That whole brick and mortar thing, like, dude, don't get me wrong. Your radio station, 1090 is freaking unbelievable. Hey, shout out to Bill, by the way. Tell Bill I said thank you.
You got it.
Him. 1090 is a mother, man. That is a blowtorch. It is so important to me to be on that station, just like all the other stations, although yours is like the most important station. I didn't say that, everybody else. But listen, they get their content other ways, right? There's other ways to get it. There are other platforms to get it. They get it from podcasting. They want the attention span is so much shorter, right? There's TikTok and there's Snap and there's so many ways. We have to find a way to not only come up with the best content, but to push it out different ways. And podcasting, it just allows me to do and say things in a different place that I could never do and say on the radio. And the one thing you're talking about, that reinvention project, I don't know, man. Like, I got it in my head. I got it in my head one day that, hey, by the way, bro, what got you here won't get you there. You're not getting better. And if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. I had to be very real with myself. Like, I'm grinding, man. I'm working. I care. I mean, look at this. This is real. This is energy, but it doesn't mean I'm getting better. So I'm getting worse. And I don't want to age out. I don't want to be a dinosaur. So I want to think about these things. So I took on this podcast called The Reinvention Project, where I just talk to different people about different things. And I'm looking for different ideas. And I'm looking for a way, man, to just stay in the game and thrive. I'm just looking, because there is no magic pill, right? There's no hack. If there was an injection where you could shoot me up full of that, I would do it. But there isn't. So I'm looking. I'm just looking, man. I'm still trying.
I think a lot of people would hear that and just ask one question: why? Why are you still working like this?
You know why? Because I want to be a guy. I want respect, man. I still want that respect. I want people to go like, man, what the hell's with this guy, man? Why won't he go away, man? That dude's still coming. That dude's still bringing it. Like, it's just what I do. I just grind. You know what I mean? I work. I'm not a golf guy. Scott, you like the horses. I love the horses. And, my family's the thing for sure. But I have pride. Like, I want to be that guy. I want to figure out the puzzle. Like, I might not be the guy on the top of the world, but I want to be a guy who has respect that others look to. And by the way, I want to give off that message to my kids, to my friends, to my family. They're like, damn, dude, he ain't going away. He's still battling. He's still fighting. Like, I don't have this ego. Like, I need people responding to me as the guy who's on the air, because it's not about that at all. But I do want respect. I want people to say, man, that dude's a pro and he grinds and he works and he's got that work ethic, and man, he ain't giving in. He's still coming. That is important to me.
It's funny because as a person who set the standard, because my opinion of you is that you set the standard. And it's interesting to hear you say that you're trying to make sure that you stay setting the standard. And I think that's cool, man.
Because I appreciate that. Thank you. The standard to me is the standard. And what I'm finding is standard over feelings. I feel really strongly about this. Since I started this whole reinvention thing, I've always known the standard is the standard, because we know this in sports. I mean, what athlete and coach doesn't say that? The standard is the standard. Keep the main thing the main thing. But look, there's a certain kind of mortality too. Let's be real. You guys are a little bit younger. I'm going to tell you how it is, because I'm already here. We don't bounce back the way we used to. I used to think that I could grind and go on 4 hours sleep every single night for my whole life. I'm telling you, things get tougher and tougher. So the standards got to be a little more rigid, and you got to pick your spots. Things are not as easy as they used to be. And I don't know, man. Like, I'll give you an example. I got friends that are counting the days until they can walk off. Or I've got other guys that I know that want to be in the game that are getting run off. I want to be that guy who goes out on his own terms. All right. And I'm not ready to go out yet. And the game is just still interesting. Like, I talk to companies and I talk to people and I see how young people are doing it now. It's just fascinating, man. It's just different. People are coming about it differently, and it still interests me a lot. And man, I really do not want to be that guy that people look to and go, man, dude, he's lost his MPH. Man, he's got nothing. He's got nothing. He's slow. The game passed him by. I don't want to be that guy. That's why I'm still grinding. It's just pride.
Yeah.
And I don't want to look bad, man. I don't want to look bad.
I can appreciate where you're coming from. And that's It's awesome to hear you say. I'm serious, like, because people look at you and they know the amount of time you've been on the air. People can assume you've made plenty of money in your life, seem to have a great family life, and yet here you are still grinding it out. Jimmy, I'm so happy that you are coming back onto 1090. And I'll just say this: we got about a minute to go. I ran into somebody the other night at a bat mitzvah who said to me, this guy used to be a salesman at 1090 back in the day. And he had gotten together with all the 1090 sales, the former 1090 sales guys. And they all were thinking, man, we got to do something for John Lynch. Because when we think about like where this all started and who helped give us breaks along the way, both you and me, that name John Lynch comes up. And I know John's not necessarily associated with the station right now anymore, but I know he's a big listener. So I just got to send a shout out to Big John because he meant so much to both you and to me. And now we're both back on 1090 together again.
John Lynch calls the show, my show, when everybody is killing me everywhere in and outside the building. And John Lynch says to me on air, Jim, I want you to know something. You're good. You're fine. You have a show. You're not getting fired. And by the way, I think maybe that guy had a little something for you that night. I think that guy came in with a little something for you maybe, but you're good. And at a time when I could count on one hand the number of people who had my back, the guy who really held my future in his hands, because he was the guy signing the checks, was the guy who called. And by the way, you know what he said? He goes, I don't like what I'm hearing on my station right now. I don't like the way we're handling this, but just know you're good. You're fine. I got your back. And I never forgot that.
Yeah, Rome comes home, and it'll be airing tomorrow, Friday, starting at noon, and then every day. Jim Rome back on 1090.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
You're listening to the 50,000-watt Powerhouse, bringing you the new generation of radio up and down all of California with a little bit of attitude. This is SoCal Sports Talk, the all-new and mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Please welcome 4 of the 5 San Diego County Teachers of the Year from the 2021-2022 school year. From Central Elementary School, Laura Reyes. From Westville High School, Tiffany Jokers. From San Jose Elementary School, Jacqueline Jorge. And from St. Joe Chavez Middle School, Todd Sanders. Teachers, please deliver the pitch. San Diego County Teachers of the Year with their honorary pitch.
I thought I was okay. I had a degree, I had work experience. I should be able to provide for my kids. But they're just things that you don't plan on in life.
My husband got laid off and we are a family of 5.
My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I would ask the doctors, what can I do? And they would just say, just make sure she's eating. Our lives just changed completely. Thank God that we always had a plate of food.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
The San Diego Loyal had a draw against the LA Galaxy 2 last weekend. Charlie Vassell and Kyle Adams scored in the first half for the Loyal, but it wouldn't be enough for a win. Vassell has now scored 8 goals this season, which leads the USL Championship League. It was Adams' second goal of the year. San Diego wasn't able to hold off the Los Dos as LA was able to score 2 goals in stoppage time to bring the match to a draw at 2-2. In the draw, Tumi Moshabane had his 5th assist of the season, putting him just 1 assist behind the leader in the USL Championship. The Loyals still sit at 3rd in the Western Conference behind the Colorado Springs Switchbacks in 2nd and San Antonio FC in 1st. San Diego is in New York for a match against the New York Red Bulls on Thursday, wrapping up their 3-match road trip. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View. You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
What's going on to all the great friends that watch the show on television here on Cox Your View? What you're about to see will never be heard on radio, won't be seen on YouTube, no audio podcast. This is just for you here on Cox Your View. All right, to all our great friends that are watching on Cox Your View, this is exclusive, man. You will only see this here on Cox, and you're not going to hear it on 1090. You're not going to see it on YouTube. It's only here on Cox Your View. My friend Brian Bushfield is the premier barbecue store in all of San Diego County, which is why people travel from all over the place to come see him down in Chula Vista. He sells more Big Green eggs and more Napoleon grills and more Italian pizza ovens than anybody on the planet. But he's got a really big event coming up. It's June 12th. It's called Egg Fest. We're all going to be there on Sunday, June 12th. We're going to eat everything in sight. We're going to learn from the best chefs in the world. Here's Brian Bushfield down inside of his store, West Coast BBQ shop in Chula Vista. Bri, how you doing, man? You ready for Egg Fest or what?
Doing great. Getting all ready. Going to be an exciting day. Egg Fest, June 12th. We got Chef David Rose coming down. He's going to do a tomahawk class. He's going to do a pork chop or a lamb class. And we're going to have 20 other chefs out here cooking in the parking lot, having a great time, teaching what they know. And you can come and sample the food and learn how to cook it at your house. Well, I think that's the thing, Brian, is that I know I just come down because I want to eat everything, you know, but a lot of people do come down because this is what, our 3rd or 4th Egg Fest we've done? This will be our 4th. Yeah. And people will come down and they'll literally sit there and listen to the chefs explain and teach, because so many people are so passionate about the way they use the Big Green Egg in particular. So just if you could tell everybody a little bit about, you know, what they're going to get the day of Egg Fest. So the day of Egg Fest, with your ticket, you get to come in, you get to enjoy 4 classes that we'll have going on, along with whatever the 20 chefs are preparing. Anything from moink balls, which is bacon wrapped meatballs, to pulled pork, to tri-tip. Whole bunch of Wagyu will be out there being sampled, tri-tip. If you're not sure that you like something, this is a great event. Come out, taste it. You see it there, you taste it, and you're going to be like, yes, it's worth cooking at my house. Right. Hey, I'm curious. We always kind of brag about how much fun it is because it's kind of like a big tailgate party. You know, you take over the parking lot there in the shopping center, 2330 Proctor Valley Road, and you bring out all these eggs and you've got all these, you know, championship caliber chefs.
But one of the best parts about it is if people want to buy the hardware, there are amazing deals that day. Can you just talk us through that?
Correct. So right now we are pre-selling the eggs. We're going to have 40 eggs that these chefs are using. So we're pre-selling the eggs. Best price you'll ever get on a Big Green Egg. Larges are $300 off. Extra larges are $400 off. And Big Green Egg will be running a ton of sales in their parking lot. And it's the only time Green Egg stuff goes on sale.
Yeah, I know so many people, like I said, they love it, man. They love to prepare food on the Big Green Egg. They like to, I don't know, smoke stuff. They like to slow cook stuff. I love it myself. I've had a Big Green Egg now for a couple of years. And like sometimes I just want to use it as a grill. Like I just want to grill up a couple of burgers and I heat it up real quickly. And other times, you know, because I'll wind up calling you, hey, I'm about to make a tri-tip, man, here. Give me some advice. What do I do? This is the stuff you learn the day of Egg Fest.
Right. On Big Green Egg says the Big Green Egg is the ultimate cooking machine. And I believe that you can control it from 250 all the way up to 800. So you can do your pizzas, cheesecake, use it as a regular grill, and go low and slow for your brisket and your pork shoulders.
Yeah.
And anything in between.
So what time does Egg Fest start on June 12th?
Egg Fest starts at 10 o'clock to the public, and it will be going until 3 o'clock.
Okay, so we got a 5-hour window. Now, as far as tickets are concerned, I know they're selling quickly, and this is going to be for people that are watching on TV on Cox Your View. So whether they're listening and watching in San Diego all the way up to Santa Barbara, how should people get
either
tickets to Egg
come in
Fest?
the shop or go to West Coast Barbecue shop.com and also type in Kaplan 5 to save $5 off your tickets.
Okay. Now, do we have a lot remaining? Or are we kind of getting close to a sellout here? I mean, I've been telling everybody, you better hurry up because I'm a terrible procrastinator. So I know other people are as well. In other words, what I'm getting at is on June 12th, if people showed up, you think there's going to be space or should everybody be buying tickets in advance?
At this rate, I wouldn't take a chance. I would be buying my ticket now. If that date's open, buy your ticket now.
WestCoastBBQShop.com, WestCoastBBQShop.com. Use our promo code Kaplan5. My last name, Kaplan. You can see it right back here. Kaplan5. You'll save $5 on every ticket. Me, Alex, Browner will all be down there. You'll meet up with Brian. So many of our great friends, listeners will be down there as well. So it's Sunday, June 12th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. World-class chefs, 40 Big Green Eggs. We're going to eat all day long, and you can save a ton of money on the Big Green Egg products. All you have to do is go to westcoastbbqshop.com. And this is what is going on in San Diego, and you're seeing it exclusively on Cox.
We are very proud to announce that the Mightier 1090 is SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate. Introducing the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. One of the largest radio stations in North America just got bigger and better. Joining forces with the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
What keeps me coming back is just learning more about myself in the classroom. And as I learn more about myself, I can share more about myself with my students. And I can open up more and care more and love more and teach more by example.
Teaching is just one of those things that if you have a heart for it, you've found your place. And I have found my place. I get to help little people realize what it means to learn something for the first time, and that's something like reading that will be with them for the rest of their lives.
Still a little bit overwhelmed, maybe a little bit surprised. You know, you don't go into teaching for awards, you go into teaching because you sincerely believe you can make a difference in young people's lives, and that's kind of what got me into the field in the first place.
We use our phones to order our food, catch a ride, share our stories, and so much more. SDCCU made banking from your mobile device easy too. You can do so much, get up-to-date account balances, check on pending deposits, transfer money, deposit checks, and more. Safely and securely all through the convenience of your smartphone. SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it's better.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.